Arrest him. He stole that motorcycle. That's what I heard Helena Blackwood scream as 3 police cruisers rolled up in front of my house, red and blue lights flashing so hard the shadows looked alive. You want to know what real entitlement looks like? Try having the HOA president call 911 because you wouldn't let her teenage son ride your Harley Davidson. I'm not kidding. This woman believed saying no to her was basically a crime. And just to make things even crazier, when those sirens started wailing, I was smack in the middle of the most important video call of my entire life. So Helena thought she was about to win her big neighborhood war, but she had no idea the hornet's nest she'd just poked. Back up a sec. Let me give you the lay of the land. My name's Derek Mitchell. 45 retired police chief, more salt than pepper in my hair these days, but still quick enough on my feet. After my wife Sarah passed 2 years back, cancer just took her. I figured I'd found some kind of peace out here in the burbs. Little did I know my past wasn't just behind me, it was hunting me. My Harley of 47 knucklehead wasn't just a bike, it was the last piece of happiness I could touch. My dad and I rebuilt it when I was 12, and Sarah and I rode it the day after our wedding. That's the kind of history you can't explain to people who only see an old machine. So there I was, polishing chrome in my garage one Saturday when I heard footsteps on the drive. I glanced up and there she was. Helena, mid-50s hair, done like she just stepped out of a magazine blazer, so stiff it could stand up on its own. And behind her a tall, awkward kid, her son Tyler, I'd soon learn. Helena's eyes said it all, recognition, and something darker, colder hatred maybe. I didn't place her at first, but she knew me. 3 years since you killed my son, she hissed. You think you can hide here? That hit like a punch to the chest. Then it clicked. Helena Blackwood, mother of Jake. 3 years ago, I'd arrested Jake for drug possession. 3 days later, he was found dead in his cell, suicide. Coroner said the kid just couldn't face what he'd done. I did everything by the book, but for Helena, I'd always be the villain. Tyler, poor kid, steps up and asks about my Harley, all wide-eyed and earnest. My brother loved bikes. Can I take a ride? And right then, I realized Helena was using her son as a pawn in her war. I told him no, gently as I could, and Tyler took it like a champ. But Helena bristled. You took my son's future. You won't take anything else from us. Right then, Carmen Rodriguez, my nurse neighbor, steps over, good soul, always there when things get rough. Helena drops the venom and puts on her fake HOA smile, hands me a 3-inch binder of community guidelines, and promises she'll be watching every move I make. Beautiful bike, she whispered. Shame if something happened to it. Yeah, the threats were out in the open now. Tyler looked lost, not catching half of what was going on. Carmen stood up for me, which made Helena glare like she wanted to set the whole block on fire. That night, Carmen told me Helena had been digging for dirt on me since I moved in. She's been asking everyone questions, Carmen warned. Watch your back. By the next morning, things got wild. Tyler made a video about the mean old man hoarding a classic Harley. It blew up 50,000 views overnight. Suddenly, my quiet little cul-de-sac was a tourist stop. Teenagers, influencers, randoms lining up to take selfies on my driveway, streaming live, tagging me in angry TikToks. I figured it'd blow over, big mistake. The crowd grew. Then came the HOA violations. Every single day, a new complaint in my mailbox: motorcycle, too close to property line, unapproved modifications, noise violation. Helena weaponized every rule in that binder. And then her pièce de résistance, a neighborhood safety meeting complete with pie charts and fear-mongering about biker gangs lowering property values. My neighbors' folks who'd borrowed my tools and shared barbecues started giving me the side eye. I started doubting myself, believe it or not. Maybe I was too protective of the Harley. Maybe Tyler just wanted a ride. But Carmen saw the bigger picture. She doesn't want the bike, Derek. She wants you gone. And she was right. Helena was building a case. She found out I'd never switched the bike's registration from Sarah's name after she died. Legal gray area. She went lawyer shopping, stirring up trouble about inheritance laws. Suddenly, neighbors who used to be friendly were suggesting I should just sell the bike to keep the peace. But Helena wasn't done. She started documenting my every move, taking photos, logging every time I started the bike, following visitors. She turned me into a criminal in my own neighborhood. My breaking point, Tyler came back live streaming, asking for a ride again. I lost my patience, told him, "Kid, this is harassment." Of course, that soundbite got posted everywhere. Angry old man yells at grieving teen. I became the villain on the internet, on my street, everywhere. Helena now had all she needed: community support, a viral video, and a technical legal weapon. She wasn't after justice. She was after blood. But here's the twist. Nobody saw it coming. Tyler started having doubts. One day he asked me quietly, "Why are you so sad when you talk about the bike? What did you really do to Jake?" Before I could answer, Helena swooped in, snapping at him, telling him not to question her version of the story. But I could see Tyler was starting to think for himself. Desperate to make peace, I stupidly offered Tyler a ride, hoping to show I wasn't a monster. He filmed our talk, edited it to make me sound shady, and posted it. The neighborhood's sympathy for me evaporated. Even Carmen started keeping her distance, scared for her job. Helena's final play was pure evil. She called the cops, reported the Harley as stolen, and timed it for the exact moment she knew I'd be on a federal video call with the state attorney, Nathan Cross. She wanted maximum public humiliation. That morning, Tyler was outside live streaming, narrating as the police rolled up, neighbors crowded around, and my video call blared in the background. The lead officer, Johnson, came strutting up, citation book ready, until he realized who I was, Chief Mitchell. The mood flipped. Suddenly he's stammering, the neighbors are stunned, and Tyler's stream blows up with plot twist comments. Even Nathan's voice was coming out of my laptop asking what the heck was going on. Johnson announces to the live stream that I'm a former police chief consulting on a federal case. Helena's face went from smug to horror faster than you'd believe. She'd spent 3 years planning her takedown, and it blew up on live video for hundreds to see. But Helena didn't stop. She doubled down. She called every news station in the state, spun her story about the corrupt cop using his connections to destroy a grieving family. She cried on TV, blamed me for Jake's death, called for justice, and raised 30 grand on a GoFundMe. People protested outside my house. Internal Affairs opened an investigation. Even Carmen kept her distance. My world shrank to just me and the Harley. But Tyler saw through it all. He started recording conversations with Helena, collecting proof she was coaching him to lie, manipulating the story, even admitting Jake had been dealing drugs to pay her cancer bills. Carmen stepped in too, testifying at my hearing that Jake's arrest was justified. He wasn't just a user, he was dealing. Tyler entered the courtroom, told everyone his mom had lied to him for years, and played the secret recordings. Helena melted down, screaming at me, at Tyler, at the world. Her story finally collapsed. All charges against me were dropped. Helena got hit with harassment, perjury, and defamation suits. She lost her HOA seat, her reputation, her family. Tyler walked away, starting fresh, warning others about manipulation and lies. The community apologized. Carmen took over the HOA, and my name was cleared. My consulting career bounced back. But Helena, well, the last anyone heard, she was working retail in a city 2 hours away, alone and broken by her own need for revenge. Jake's suicide note, the real one Carmen had kept, proved he took responsibility for his choices, asked his mother not to blame anyone else. Truth hurt, but it healed too. The Harley rides became peaceful again. Kids waved, neighbors smiled. I taught ethics at the community college, helped rebuild the neighborhood, and remembered that the best justice isn't about revenge, it's about truth. And sometimes you win just by refusing to become the villain they tried to make you out to be. So let me ask you, if your whole neighborhood turned against you based on lies, would you fight or walk away? Is justice about punishment, or is it about facing hard truths and letting the healing begin? Comment below. I want to hear what you think. Was Helena a villain, a victim, or something in between? And if you've ever had someone weaponize a lie against you, how did you get through it? Your story matters because the truth always finds a way out.